Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian Report, and looking at the ASX 200 here. I want to come back to this chart. We want to have a look at the drivers. So I want to have a look at CBA and BHP. So with CBA here, just on the monthly chart, because we've looked at this a few times now in terms of on this monthly chart of the bigger picture here of wave 3, wave 4 and going up for wave 5 here, because from wave 4 to wave 5 here we're looking at 1 and 2 and 3 and wave 4 here and wave 5 here, so another move up. It's possible that this particular correction here could get a little bit more complicated. However, that said, that this has already moved down to its retracement levels down in these levels here. In fact, it's come further down, so it could travel a bit more complicated sideways in terms of triangle, in terms of coming up here somewhere, coming back here, coming up here, and doing something like this and then moving up. But it shouldn't come any lower than this now. However, I don't have any evidence of an impulse wave to the upside. We're getting there, and I think that we will, in terms of looking for the first little 5 waves to the upside. So if I just come into the hourly chart here from the low here, at this stage I can see that we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and wave 3, wave 4, and looking for wave 5. So if we get 5 waves here, then we'll get a corrective move here that will pull back 50 or 60%, but it may not. It only may pull back to the fourth wave here, so we'll need to be a little bit careful. So if we're looking for this this other box up here is the 61.50 and 61.8% retracement level from the previous move down. So it fits nicely with not only the structure here as an impulse wave, but also the 75 here and the 61. So it all, there's going to be resistance here, and that obviously will bring us into close to the end of the financial year as well. So all the short covering would be done and dusted on that point. So we'll watch for the pullback here, and then we can move in long, because if we get 5 waves here, that means that minimum we'll get some sort of correction here, and then we'll get another 5 up, so that will take us up past the 80 area here. We have been counting this on a tick chart here as well. This is not 100 ticks, this is 20 ticks, so just really drilling in here, and so from the low here, I've just been a little bit diligent, so counting the 5 waves up through to here as wave 1 and 2, and then all the way up to nice long strong wave up to wave 3, bit of a sharp one. I'm coming back for wave 4 here. I think it's in place. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, so we can look for a corrective move coming back from this 1 and 2 here. It may not come all the way back to the 50-60% mark in here, but it could from this point. So it does appear that we're not quite ready to move yet. I mean, we're also in a bullish market. We can see that Wednesdays and Thursdays are the swing days within a trend, so they're the corrective days. So in this case here, Wednesday is normally in a bullish market is a V-shaped day, sort of down in the morning and then up in the afternoon. So that really suits well with this here, because I can see we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So it looks like we're getting here an A wave here that's got to come down a tad further here, just onto support here, then wave B going up for the Wednesday, and then Thursdays is normally a bearish market, isn't it? So in a bullish market, Thursday is normally the bear day, so we will have I can't draw on this side, but an A wave, a B wave. So we'll look to go long in the banks on Friday morning, or if you're a diligent trader, you can look to build into positions on late Thursday afternoon, and then Friday morning, and then Friday afternoon, and then Monday morning, and then we'll look for profit taking on Tuesday morning, and then after the profit taking scenario, then the trend will resume again, and we're looking for 5 waves up in terms of 1 and 2 here, and sort of then wave 3 heading higher, and so on. Okay, so I'll just clean this up a little bit before I leave here, and I'll just bring that down here. So wave 4 here, looking for wave 1, an A and a B and a C for wave 2, so that should bring us down close to the 72.30, 72.20 area, and we'll be fine from that point. So and that's the same for ANZ. We're actually long in ANZ, but from the low here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and going up for 5, and this is also the retracement level here as well. I've got this counted a little bit differently as a wave C here, but we won't worry about that yet. I'll be able to confirm everything once we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in here, and then what we want to see is the A, the B and the C wave here. Once I can confirm that, I know even once we've got that, that could still be an impulse wave to the downside. So we still need to see, 5 waves up at this point, and then coming back here, and then we'll look to get in here, and we'll keep building on this side. So we need to confirm this correction first before we move here, and then we can also look to add on top of 30 as well. We'll be safe above 30 here, so we can be at the beginning of a big push to the upside. With BHP here, I think there's one more little push to the upside. So from this wave 4 here, looking at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in here for wave 1, and back for wave 2, up for wave 3 here, an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here. So still looking for this market to have one more high up into this space here. It looks like Vale, I mean obviously BHP's got crude oil in it, so maybe I should talk about Vale and Rio together as different things, but I won't do that right now. But here we can look at this as the A, the B and the C here, so we can look to be long in BHP for a run up to 35 here. And this, it's kind of interesting because the banks can take the ASX higher for the short term, and this will take this will be a bit of a stronger driver here for the ASX as well. So yeah, I mean it's just good to know where the banks and the resources are taking us here. Now this little move up, well not little, this move up through here, I don't think it's finished. I think that this is a wave 4 here, which would pretty much, yeah, anyway, it's a wave 4, and we're looking to go higher here. The things to remember here, though, is that, we said that when we were down here somewhere, if we got support on 6,000, well, then we'd be long from that point. That would be positive. And then we're moving up through the levels. So the levels are Group 1, minor Group 1, which is 100, 200 and 300, and then we've got the medium level here. So what I normally find, if we get a nice tested support on top of number 3 here, then that will take us up to 5, but we got to get that there first, and it takes a little bit of time to do that. So normally we can expect the correction here to be larger, and it may even, I'm counting this up here in a couple of different ways, and we could have this here as one more move here, which would be in line with the banks and also BHP to a point, and then we can expect a correction here. So we may end up getting a larger correction coming back from wave 4 here. From here, we may get something coming back to the 6,000. We may get something coming back to the 6,000 before pushing up higher again here, in line with the banks. At that point, we'll have to see what occurs there. But we're just going to keep working this little count up here. But if along the way, we're not going to miss too much or anything, because if we get the correction here at the top of group top of group 1 here, minor group 1, well then we'll have our setup here anyway. It will be this high after the correction, then this high here, and any move from that point will catch it up. Because if it gets support here, then we'll see it move to here. It's just a matter of how that plays out. So I want to just talk about this here in different ways, in different counts. So we can start with the 4-hour chart. So it's possible to have it like this here in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 here. I don't particularly like this count in this space, and 4 here and 5 here. So the next count I've got sort of 3 counts for this, and it won't make much difference. This count here, which is wave 4 here, all of this is 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then 5 here for the 3rd wave, and then the 4th wave here, and then the 5th wave moving up here higher. Now, the thing I don't like about this here is that the wave 4 is pulled back over the wave 1 here, so I don't think this is a very good looking count either. I think the 1-hour chart that I've been working on is probably the count. So in this instance here, a little bit different, and we may not have seen this one, even though I had it back in the early days, but wave 1 here, wave 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for 1 here and 2 here, and 3 here and 4 here and 5 here for the 3rd wave, the A, the B and the C for the 4th wave, and then we're moving up here. Now this move up here would be pretty much in line with the banks. It's not going to be exactly the same, but sort of same but different, you know, because we've got the resource mix in there as well. But so normally we would look for just get my little pictures working here. So okay, so normally when we have the high here, we'd be looking to go long here, and then we start bringing it down to this one here. So I'll just leave it there for the time being. You could probably bring it down to the next one as well. I'll leave that with you. But this move up here is in 5 waves. This is a impulse wave. And then the correction here. The correction may get a little bit more ugly here in terms of an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here, and then up, or it can move straight up from here. So whichever way you look at it, it should be fine in terms of moving up into wave 3 here, and so on from there. So something probably over a bit further than that, I guess. But this here looks like I'll have to go in and look at that a bit closer, but I've got other markets to look at. But that gives us a pretty good feeling and sentiment of where we are and what's driving those markets. Okay, so China, you see the damage that of the trade talks and so on here. Let's just go to the daily chart here for a moment, get the bigger picture. So this is where we are here with China, and extending down here. Sorry, I was just sort of thinking to myself in another count there, getting lost in the count. But we'll stay where we are, it's all good. So in a nutshell here, let me just sort of clean this up a little bit here, and you know, we can expect some support here off the 11,500 area here. So in a nutshell, we're looking down here for wave 1, back for wave 2, and then the 3rd wave down here. So we still need a 4th, which we can bounce off here, and then a wave 5 here. So we're looking at something like this here. So I think that just on the nutshell here, we'll put a little P here for take some profit here, 50% or all of it. Let's just go in and have a closer look. But what we can do is certainly bring this down. We'll bring it down to here, but we may end up, you know, if you're still going to be short, if you're going to hold it through this structure's not finished. We've got 1 and 2 here, and then down for the third wave, back for the fourth. That can pull back to the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree. So what we'll do here, I'll just rearrange this, and I'll just say, I mean, you might want to sell all of it as well. I mean, you don't. It's an unassuming number, the 11,500, but in my humble opinion, it's stronger than 12,000 and stronger than 11,000. So, and in here I can see, in the third wave here, I can see we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So, yeah, taking some profit here on this one. Let's just go into the 4-hour chart now that I've saved that. Okay, so have I got that done? That's wrong. I'll have to rearrange that. Oh no, that's right. Sorry, I'm thinking of Hong Kong. Beg your pardon. Here we've got wave 1, ABC for wave 2, then we've got 1 and 2 here, and I think this is basically wave 1 and 2 in here, then the third wave and the fourth wave, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here just for the third wave, back for the fourth, down for the fifth, for the third, then the fourth and the fifth. So taking some profit here is not such a, or all of it, but I'll just leave the skin in the game, some skin in the game, just for the, in case people are still, you know, want to be in there. But this area here is where we can take some profit. The other main point here that I wanted to get from the top of wave 2, somewhere in there, let's just take it from the 11,500. We may be able to bring this lower, which will bring this lower as well, but the 38.2% retracement level, I'll just leave it there, is here at the moment. So these wave 4s here can come back up. So the 12,000 can be retested. So we'll just put this in red here. So I'll leave it above this little high here. Okay, I know it's a long way away, but you know, we're just sort of playing with it in that regard, just in case people want to stay in there. Such. So yeah. Okay. Hong Kong. Here, I don't know if we don't need to go onto the daily chart here, but wave 3 here, A wave to here, and the B wave to here, and then I'm also looking at this here as 5 waves down here as wave 1, and then wave 2 here, and I'm looking at wave 3 low being in place here now, and I've brought the stop down here, down to this point. The 38.2% retracement levels in this box here, so we're looking at some sort of move to the upside before we see the 5th wave move lower. This is the 38.2% retracement level for this wave 4 here, intermediate wave 4, so, and also at the 28 here. So this number here is going to definitely offer us some strong support. But this trend down here ain't finished yet. So I've done some work on this trend coming down here. I think it's on the hourly chart. So wave 1 and wave 2 here, and just get this here, just in case you want to count it yourself. Wave 1 here, wave 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then all the way down here for the 5th wave, and then the fourth wave back here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the fifth of the third. So this is slightly advanced in the count compared to China, and in this case here we're looking for 38.2% retracement levels. So if I take the top of wave 2 there roughly, you can obviously do some work there, then we're looking in this space here for this. I mean, technically we can look also, another way to look at this is the top of wave 4 here, yep, the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, and the 38.2% retracement level with this, and clear that up. And we've also got the 30,000 here as well, a major trading level 3, so we can be in here somewhere. I don't know how it's going to play out, but let's just get the first leg in. Of course there's going to be resistance coming through on in this line here, so if we put that at the 29 here, or even lower, I mean all of this consolidation, this low here, that's all supportive there. So normally we'd just put wave A here as such, put it over here a little bit, wave B pulling back, and wave C. So we are looking for some kind of A, B and C here in this space before seeing another move down. And I will put this major trade, this one here, the 8 here, is a minor trading level. Yep. Okay, I'll just save that. And quickly I'll just go to the Nifty here, and I'm just going to go onto the 4-hour chart here. Now what we've got here is that the move down here appeared to be in 5 waves, so it can be an impulsive wave to the downside. This move here currently is a corrective move, so it's likely that this should move lower through here, but at the same time this move here can be counted as up for 1 and back for 2, up for 1 and back for 2, and then move higher there. So we were going to go long above this high, long above this one here, but because we got 5 waves here, we can certainly come down through here as well. So taking these lows out here, I mean I've got it a little bit early in here, but that's okay too, because if it comes down that far it will create overlapping wave structures, but technically would be down here on this here, but can be moved higher from that point. I'll just remove that. Yeah, so if this is corrective here, that means that this can move below this low here. So yeah, anyway, a bit of a short trade there. There's probably a trend line in there too here, which we could look at in here. Anyway, I'll let you play around with all that sort of stuff. That's it. So thank you very much for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.